The Galactic Council had ruled the stars for hundreds of years. Every powerful empire respected its laws. Every new world wanted its approval. When the Council invited Earth to a special meeting, everyone believed it was a sign that humanity had finally earned its place among the greatest civilizations. Human leaders arrived with hope. They carried peace agreements instead of weapons. They expected friendship. Instead, they walked into a trap. As soon as the meeting began, the giant chamber doors locked shut. Red warning lights flashed across the room. Armed alien guards surrounded the human delegates. Before anyone could ask a question, the council speaker stood and smiled. "Humanity has become too dangerous," he announced. "Today, the council has decided that Earth will no longer exist." The room fell silent. The human ambassadors looked at one another, but none of them showed fear. They had expected many things, but not betrayal. Far away, across the galaxy, thousands of alien warships suddenly appeared near human colonies. Every fleet had received the same secret order: destroy Earth. Destroy every human settlement. Leave no survivors. The Council believed the attack would end in a single day. Across the galaxy, many alien races celebrated. They believed humanity had finally been defeated without a chance to fight back. But deep beneath Earth's oldest mountain, hidden behind doors that had not opened for centuries, an ancient military facility suddenly came alive. Dark halls filled with blue lights. Old machines woke from their long sleep. A cold, artificial voice echoed through the silent chamber. "Emergency Protocol Omega confirmed." Massive steel doors slowly opened. Far below the mountain rested a black warship unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. No records mentioned its name. No empire knew it still existed. As its engines began to glow, one final message spread through the underground base. "The Council has broken the last piece. Release the ship every empire feared." And somewhere in deep space, the war had already begun. The black warship rose from beneath the mountain without making a sound. Thick clouds covered the sky as its giant engines slowly came to life. No news station on Earth reported its launch. Very few people even knew it existed. Its name was Vengeance. The ship had been built long before the Galactic Council ruled the stars. It was created during humanity's darkest age and hidden after the last Great War. Every record about it had been erased. Inside the command bridge, an old captain stood quietly. His hair was gray, but his eyes were calm. He had waited many years for this moment. The ship's artificial intelligence spoke in a clear voice. "Captain Marcus, all systems are online." He looked at the stars on the main screen. "How many colonies are under attack?" he asked. 43 confirmed. More attacks are expected." The captain closed his eyes for 1 second. "They forced our hand." The ship jumped into hyperspace. Minutes later, the Council's first armada surrounded the human colony of Haven 7. Thousands of alien ships aimed their weapons at the helpless world below. The Council's commander smiled. "Send the surrender message one last time." Before anyone answered, every sensor on every alien ship suddenly failed. Their radar went black. Their communications stopped. Then one officer pointed into the darkness. A single black warship appeared between the alien fleet and the colony. No escort ships. No battle group. Only one silent vessel. The Council commander laughed. One human ship. But an old alien historian on the bridge turned pale. He stared at the strange symbol painted across the hull. His voice began to shake. That cannot be real. I saw that symbol only once, in records the Council ordered us to destroy. The ghost ship has returned." Silence filled every bridge as the mysterious warship slowly powered up its weapons. The Council commander raised his hand without showing any fear. "Destroy that ship." Thousands of plasma cannons fired at the same time. Bright beams crossed the dark space and crashed into the black warship. The explosion was so large that it covered the entire battlefield. Alien officers smiled. "It is over," one of them said. Then the smoke slowly disappeared. The black warship was still there. Not a single mark could be seen on its hull. Its shields had never appeared. The bridge of the Council flagship became silent. No one could explain what they were seeing. Captain Marcus stood without moving. His face showed no anger and no excitement. "Open a communication channel," he ordered. A hologram appeared on every alien ship. "This is Captain Marcus of the Terran warship Vengeance. You attacked peaceful human worlds without warning. You betrayed every agreement you signed." He paused for a moment. "You have one chance. Leave now." The Council commander laughed. "You are one ship against thousands." Captain Marcus nodded. "You made your choice." He pressed one blue button. The front of Vengeance began to glow with a quiet silver light. There was no loud sound, no giant explosion. A thin beam of light crossed the battlefield. One Council battleship simply disappeared. Then another. Then another. They did not explode. They did not break apart. They vanished as if they had never existed. Panic spread across the alien fleet. "Retreat. Our weapons cannot stop it." "What kind of ship is this?" Emergency messages raced across the galaxy. Every empire received the same frightening report. The hidden Terran warship was real. As frightened fleets turned to escape, long-range scanners detected something even worse. One officer looked at the screen and froze. "Captain, there isn't just one. 9 more unknown Terran warships have just entered the system." For the first time in centuries, the Galactic Council understood what true fear felt like. The 9 new warships came out of hyperspace, one after another. They formed a silent line behind Vengeance. None of them fired a weapon. None of them sent a message. Their presence alone changed the battlefield. The Council fleet stopped its retreat. Every captain waited for new orders, but no orders came. Even the Council leaders did not know what to do. Inside the command hall on Earth, President Elena looked at an old file marked Ghost Fleet. It had remained sealed for over 300 years. Only one sentence was written on the first page: "Open only if humanity is betrayed by the galaxy." She slowly closed the file. So, the day has finally come. Far away, Captain Marcus stood before a large window on the Bridge of Vengeance. He watched the frightened alien fleet. A young officer walked beside him. "Captain, why did we hide these ships for so long? We could have ruled the galaxy." Marcus quietly shook his head. That was never humanity's dream. He looked toward the distant stars. Power without honor always creates another tyrant. These ships were built to protect life, not to control it. At the same time, panic spread across the Galactic Council. Ancient records were opened for the first time in centuries. Old battle reports spoke about a secret human fleet that had once defeated an enemy so dangerous that its name had been erased from history. The Council had believed those reports were only legends. Now the legends were standing in front of them. Suddenly, every screen inside the Council chamber changed. Captain Marcus appeared. His voice remained calm. "You still have one chance. Withdraw every fleet from human space. Free every occupied colony. Or the Ghost Fleet will finish the war you started." The Council leaders looked at each other in silence. Then one proud ruler stood up. His answer was only one word: "No." Captain Marcus lowered his head. "Then may history remember who chose this ending." The Council leader's answer spread across every command ship. One word: "No." Captain Marcus did not argue. He simply turned toward the main screen. "Begin Operation Final Dawn." At once, the 10 Ghost Fleet warships moved into perfect formation. They did not rush forward. They advanced slowly, with complete confidence. The Council believed numbers would win the battle. More than 50,000 warships surrounded the human fleet. Fighters filled the empty space between the stars. Giant cannons charged with enough power to destroy planets. The order was given: fire everything. The galaxy flashed with light. Thousands of missiles, plasma beams, and energy waves raced toward the Ghost Fleet. Then something impossible happened. The space around the human ships began to bend. Every attack slowed down. The missiles stopped moving. The plasma beams froze in the darkness. For a few silent seconds, it looked as if time itself had obeyed the Ghost Fleet. Captain Marcus spoke only one sentence: "Return their attack." The frozen weapons turned around. Thousands of missiles flew back toward the Council fleet. Plasma beams struck the ships that had fired them. Explosions covered the battlefield from one end to the other. Within minutes, the Council lost hundreds of battleships. The survivors broke formation. Panic. Retreat. We cannot fight them. Emergency messages reached every empire in the galaxy. The Council was losing. For the first time in its long history, the rulers who had ordered the destruction of Earth began asking for peace. But it was too late. Captain Marcus received their request. He read it quietly before closing the message. They asked for mercy only after they lost their power. He deleted the request. Continue the mission. Far away, inside the Council's central station, warning alarms echoed through every hallway. One frightened officer looked at the main display. His face turned completely white. The Ghost Fleet has entered the capital system, and they are heading straight for the Council chamber. The leaders who had betrayed Earth finally realized that the war had reached their own door. The Council chamber shook as the Ghost Fleet entered the capital system. Through the giant windows, the leaders watched 10 black Terran warships stop above their world. No weapons fired. No threats were spoken. The silence was more frightening than any battle. Captain Marcus appeared on every screen inside the chamber. "The war is over," he said calmly. "You can choose one final path. Surrender, or watch your empire disappear." The Council leaders looked at each other. Their proud voices were gone. One by one, they lowered their heads. The oldest Council member slowly stood. "We surrender." Across the galaxy, the order reached every remaining fleet. "Stop fighting. Lay down your weapons." Within hours, the greatest war in modern history had ended. Human rescue ships immediately entered damaged systems. They helped wounded soldiers without asking which empire they had served. They delivered food, medicine, and repair teams to every civilian world. Many aliens were shocked. After everything the Council had done, humanity had chosen mercy instead of revenge. Captain Marcus looked at the stars from the Bridge of Vengeance. A young officer smiled. "We won." Marcus quietly nodded. "No, we protected our future." Days later, Earth addressed the entire galaxy. Humanity refused to rule the defeated empires. Instead, a new alliance was created where every species would have an equal voice. No single council would ever hold absolute power again. The Ghost Fleet received one final order: return to the shadows. The black warships disappeared into deep space, leaving no signal behind. Years later, young cadets studied the war in every military academy. Their teachers always ended the lesson with the same warning: the Galactic Council fell because it chose betrayal over honor. If you seek peace, respect humanity. If you betray Earth, the Ghost Fleet will always return.